What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Enchanted Hollow event. With that, we do need to get ourselves a pincer. We'll do that from Mega Raids. Hopefully we can get a shiny one of those. Well, we've also got Drampa. That'd be a really cool one to get. You can get that from Win 2 Raids research task, or you can get it from Raids. So that's one thing we're gonna be hunting. Then we also need a Stantler, and that, along with the Paris, is shiny boosted. So good luck to you if you need those. Those are also in catch 15. You know, for the research task. So with that being said, let's get into it. We've got our first two catch 15 tasks. Remember, that'll give you a Paris or that'll give you a Stantler. If you want the Paris, you want a 436, I believe. And for the Stantler, you want a 927. Hopefully, we can get a green one of those. But on the very first one, nope, and it was a Paris and a 427. That's all right, because how about on counter number 2 is another Paris and a 423. So neither one of those were hundos, but you know, we want the Stantler. All right, we've got one more catch 15, and you can see we've got Win 2 Raids so far. We just need to stack one more. And we'll try to clear those out all together, but will this be the Stantler? Nope, still another Paris, and it's just going down in CP. That's unfortunate. We've got another check here on a catch 15, and is it the Stantler? It is the Stantler, but it is not green, and at 899, so not a hundo either. So as you can see, we did one of the 2 raids, and I just fingered the button and didn't record it, but we did get this. We got a shiny Entei, and it's pretty decent. It is a 14, 14, 15. We'll definitely take that. For the hundo, you want a 1984, I believe. And if it's weather boosted, you want a 2480 something. So we've got a lot of us brought down here, and I made sure not to mess up this recording, but let's see if it wants to have that teal. That'd be pretty sick. I'd really like to get a pure shundo of that. That'd be absolutely insane. But moment of truth, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. It is not shiny in a 2021. I don't even need to catch this thing to tell you that this is the floor. This is as low as it gets. After a little bit of a fight, we've got this bad boy caught, and does that say, oh, it's XS. I thought it was XXS. That'd have been kind of cool, but yeah, I would have said tiny. I don't know what I was thinking. But yep, there it is. There's the floor. That is a 666. Terrible. But with that completion, we do have 3 tasks, and hopefully one of them is a yellow Drampa. That'd be pretty sick. And let's go ahead and start from the top. This one is not it, and a 1229. For the Drampa, you want a 1249. How about encounter number 2? It is not yellow and a 1230, so that's all right, because number 3's got it. It is not, and a 1235, kind of met in the middle. We've got 2 more catch 15s right here, and this first one is a Stantler, not green, and an 887. I think the last one was an 887. It was 880 something, I believe. But how about the second one is another Stantler and an 895, so that one's a bit better. All right, we've got another Entei here, and you guys, I've just been having a off day so bad with recording. I have messed up so many clips. Austin and I went lucky friends on our first day of being best friends, and we did a lucky spirit tomb swap, and we didn't get any shundos in there, but you know, he got a 93 or a 91, and we got a pretty terrible one, but I totally goofed that. But let's see if we can get another shiny Entei. That'd be pretty sick. And speaking of messing up clips in Entei, I messed up that one earlier, so just not having the best recording day. But let's see if we can get a shundo right here. It'd be pretty sick, and it's tiny, so we'll definitely take that. We need that for the decks in a 1916. We've got this Entei caught, and well, there it is. There's our record, but it's not gonna be very good. Yeah, it's not, but you know, hopefully I can finish out the day and not have any more mix-ups. But let's go see if we can find us a Drampa. Hopefully a shiny one. All right, so we've got 3 tasks here. 1 is a Drampa, and 2 are possibly that green Stantler that we need. So let's see if we can get that and or the yellow dragon. We'll take both. But let's see, it is a Stantler, not green, and a 910. Let's see, can we get lucky and get another Stantler, but green? Nope, this one's a Paris, 418, terrible. But that is all right, because we're gonna get that yellow dragon right here. We did not, and a 1233. So we've got our first Drampa raid of the event. Let's see if this one wants to have a little bit of yellow on it, and no, it does not, and a 2023. For a weather booster one, you want a 2081. So is it just me, or does Drampa kind of look like Falcor from the Never Ending Story. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Well, let's go ahead and see. Will this be our yellow dragon? And no, it is not, in a 2059. I'd also like to show you something from last night. Last night I did some raids after work and we got a shiny Galarian Yamask. That is pretty freaking sick. We only need one more of those to complete that set, so that's pretty freaking awesome. But right here, we can take a look and see that we need to battle 16 more Team Rocket Grunts, and we also need 50 more KM. So I think we're like 8 or maybe 9 days into this, so we're pushing it, I get a lot of help from work, a lot of walking at work, but oh man, it's grueling. And I know that even that once we get this 300 done, there is a 400, so looking forward to that. But let's go ahead and jump over here to these tasks, because we have 3 Drampas right here. Let's see what the first one gives us. Not shiny and a 1226. How about number 2, not shiny and a 1233. And the last one of this batch is going to be not shiny and a 1223, so interesting. We've got another Drampa here, and this will be the last one, and you can see right there we did get 3 more Win 2 raid tasks, so hopefully that will be something awesome. But let's see what this raid brings. Not a shiny and a 2007, so oh well. Got those 3 tasks ready to go, so let's go ahead and check them out, and then we'll catch you tomorrow. But first, let's check these, and the first one is loading and not loading in the shiny, and a 1235. How about encounter number 2, not shiny and a 1210. That's pretty bad. And the last one, but not least, it is not shiny and a 1218, so not very much better. But I think we're gonna pivot. We're not gonna do so many Drampa raids. They're really hard to find, but there's plenty of tasks out there. Hopefully we can get that shiny, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up, guys? It is the next day, and we've got raid hour. We've got the legendary beast in here. We're gonna hunt some hundos and hopefully some shinies too. That'd be pretty awesome. For Raikou, you want a 1972 or a 2466. And for Entei, you want a 1984 or a 2480. And lastly, Suicune, you want a 1704 or a 2130. So hopefully we can see one of those numbers, and if it's a shiny, that'd be absolutely insane. But let's get to it. As you can see, we've got 3 Win 2 raids, and hopefully we can get that shiny Drampa. And the first one is not an 1194. That is pretty terrible. Remember, you want a 1249 for the hundo. And how about the second one? It is not shiny and a 1234. And the last of this batch, and let's freaking go. We've got a shiny, a 1222, but not that great, but we'll take it, dude. That is 1 shiny down. So all we need is the pincer and the Stantler for this event. There's a shiny being registered to the decks. We will definitely freaking take that. Now hopefully we can get a hundo of one of those dogs. That'd be pretty awesome. And real quick, we'll take a look. There we go. Well, it's got 15 attack, 15, 11, 11. We'll take it. All right, our first check is gonna be an Entei. Like I said, we don't need this one, but a hundo would be nice. It is not shiny and a 2460. You want a 2480. This next check is gonna be a Suicune check, and we still need that regular shiny, so let's see if it'll bring it to us. And the survey says it did not, and a 1644. You want a 1704, so we're 60 off. We've got another Suicune check here, and if it doesn't shine, it's not a big deal. We've already got the Dynamax, but it'd just be fun to get, you know, a regular one as well. And is it this one? It is not, and a 1659, so a little bit better. We've got a Raikou check, and this one is not a shiny that we need, but it's a shiny that we would definitely take, that we did not get, and a 1902. We've got yet another Raikou here. Now let's see if this one will be a shiny or a 1972. We will take either one, but it is not shiny, and it's a 1938, so not the best. All right, we've got a Suicune next, and I did catch a look at it. It is not a 1704, so let's hope it has a shine to it just to knock that out of the way, and it doesn't, and a 1677. Oof. We've got a few minutes before the next cycle, so let's go ahead and do this premium timed research. Let's go ahead and collect these items here, and then we'll check our encounters. Maybe we'll get a second Drampa, that'd be pretty sick. But first encounter is a Stantler that is not green and a 912. And encounter number 2 is gonna give us a Paris that is a 420. So not red, not great either, but no, hopefully that shiny one is the Drampa. Now let's go ahead and check this Drampa real quick and see if it's yellow. It is not, in a 12-17, so that's pretty bad. We've got our last raid here, and this one is a Suicune, so hopefully we can get that shiny. That'd be pretty fantastic. Finish that up. Then we can check the 2 tarantulas and see if we get a hundo one of those. I do not know the number, but we did get that 233 earlier, and I know it's got to be higher than that. But first, let's go ahead and see if we get this shiny, and no. So, no shinies for this raid hour. But you know, that is our worst luck, is the raids. You know, I do pretty good with wild spawns, I do pretty good with research and, you know, leaders and stuff like that, but when it comes to raids, that is just my worst luck. But you know, can't win it all. We've got the Suicune caught. We haven't really checked any IVs, and it's not a 1704, so we know it's not a hundo, but we'll take a look for fun. Pretty terrible. Now let's go ahead and check our first tarantula, and this one is a 230, so that's definitely not it. Now let's go ahead and check our second one, and it is going to be a 228, so even worse. That's unfortunate, but we still got plenty of time to hunt these in the wild. Maybe we'll get one. That'd be pretty cool. Also, if you're into PvP, I hear Spite Ops is a pretty good mon, so hopefully you get some good IVs for that. But let's go ahead and take a look at 228, and yep, I mean, at least it's a 3-star, I guess. Let's do a little update right here for level 76. I think in the next day or two, so definitely by Saturday we should have this done. We only need 7 more grunts, kind of taking our time on that, but we are 36 km away, so I think I can get that in the next 2 days. Shouldn't be a problem. I might even get it, you know, Friday afternoon or something like that. We'll see. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you're enjoying this content, you wanna see more of it, you can check it out right here, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. And also comment down below, let me know how you're enjoying the Enchanted Hollow event. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.